Okay, now let's discuss how to find the equation of a circle given 3 points. In our example, we have a circle with coordinates 5, 7, 6, 6, and 2, -2 for 3 of its points. Well, if we look at those 3 points, we can form a triangle out of those 3 points. If we remember, a circle that goes around a triangle was called a circumcircle. And the center of a circumcircle is its circumcenter. So let's find the circumcenter of this triangle. If we recall back from first semester, in order to find the circumcenter, it's the point of concurrency of the perpendicular bisector of the 3 sides of this triangle. So if we look at this triangle, we've got a line that connects 2, -2, and 6, +6. So the first thing we need to do is find its perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisector, there's 2 parts to that. First, we have to find its bisector. So we have to find the average of 6, 6, and 2, -2. And we can do that. 6 plus 2 divided by 2 is 4. If we look right there, the average of those points would be 4, 2. Okay. And now we need to find a line perpendicular to this. Well, this line has a slope of positive rise of 8 over a run of 4. So its slope is 2. So its perpendicular line to the opposite reciprocal, it's -1 over 2, or -1/2. So now we need to find a line that has a slope of -1/2 and goes through the point 4, 2. Well, first of all, we can kind of draw it out by connecting the dots. This goes down 1 over 2. And then this goes down 1 over 2. But alternatively, we can also just find the equation for that line. So in this case, we use point slope. So y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. Where y is the y coordinate for a point on the line. Y1 would be 2 in this case. Slope is -1/2. X minus 4 in this case. If you do that out, isolate your y, distribute the -1/2. -1/2 times the -4 would be a positive 2, and you had to add 2 to both sides. You get the equation y equals -1/2 x plus 4, which makes sense. Slope of -1/2, and it goes through the coordinate 0, 4. All right, so that's one of our perpendicular bisectors. Now we need to find a second perpendicular bisector. So let's find the perpendicular bisector for the line that connects 5, 7, and 6, 6. The first thing you have to do to find the midpoint, well, the midpoint is going to be right here. Coordinates is going to be 5.5, 6.5. All right, and then we need to find perpendicular. Well, perpendicular to the slope of -1 is a slope of +1. So my slope of my perpendicular line is 1. All right. So now I need to do y minus 6.5 equals +1 times x minus 5.5. Or more simply, y equals x plus 1. All right, so those are 2 of my perpendicular bisectors. So now, in order to find the point of concurrency, well, if I draw that out, that's slope of 1. I can kind of see that they meet right here, but I can also set these 2 equations equal to each other. So I can say x plus 1 is equal to -1/2 x plus 4. Now I'm going to bring all my x's to one side, so I add 1/2 x to both sides. I'm going to bring all my numbers to the other side, so I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of 3/2, which is 2/3. 3/2 to 2/3, it gives me x, and 3 times 2/3 is going to be 2. So the intersection's x coordinate is 2, and its y coordinate, I just plug it into either of those equations. If I plug x equals 2 into y equals x plus 1, I would get y equals 3, which you can see matches up perfectly with my drawing. It's a coordinate of 2, 3. All 3 perpendicular bisectors would meet right here, which would give me coordinates of 2, 3. Well, now the next thing I need to do is I need to find the radius of the circle. Recall that the equation for a circle is x minus h, the quantity squared, plus y minus k, the quantity squared, equals r squared. We've got h and k, that's 2 and 3. So x minus 2, the quantity squared, plus y minus 3, the quantity squared. But we still need r squared. All right? Well, to find r squared, we simply find the distance from the center to any of these 3 points. Well, clearly, if I look at this drawing, the easiest distance to find is this. This is from 2, 3 to 2, negative 2. So we go down 3, then we go down another 2, so we go down 5, and that gets me to this point. So the equation for this line should be x minus 2, the quantity squared, plus y minus 3, the quantity squared, equals 5 squared, which is 25. And that is how you find the equation for a circle that contains 3 points. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and thank you for your time.